This summer, nearly 200 tons of dead fish were pulled from the banks of the Oder River on the German and Polish border. An environmental disaster. Investigations in both countries remain difficult and unfinished. There are likely several causes. One suspicion is that the water was polluted by toxins. Polish authorities recently reported they had discovered more than 280 illegal substances in the waters. Environmental crime. Why do so many perpetrators go unpunished?
This is connected to the fact that environmental crime is not a controlled crime. That means that often cases of environmental crime never come to light. That makes it different from a suspected murder or kidnapping or missing person. Cases of environmental crime are really only uncovered when deliberate and targeted controls are carried out. And there are countries in the EU where corruption is still an everyday thing.
It is a lucrative business. The European police agency Europol estimates that environmental crime generates profits of up to 218 billion euros worldwide. Environmental crime is the fourth largest crime worldwide after drug trafficking, counterfeiting and human trafficking. Why isn't environmental crime on the radar like other crimes?
There are three areas of difficulty. First, from the actual determinations, as we can see from the current fish kill, determining the cause of environmental damage can be very difficult. Second, environmental criminal law is complicated, requires scientific understanding, and is not easy to apply. And third, there's often a lack of sufficient personnel and expertise.
What are the major areas of environmental crime? Illegal discharge of substances into the air, water or soil. Illegal trade in wildlife. Illegal trade in substances that deplete the ozone layer. Illegal disposal of waste. What are the shortcomings in the control and prosecution of environmental crimes?
One problem is the lack of cooperation between law enforcement bodies and environmental authorities. Then there is a lack of equipment and staffing within the authorities.
Take Romania, for example. The capital, Bucharest, is often covered in a toxic haze because garbage from Germany is simply burned on the outskirts of the city instead of being recycled at a high cost. It isn't easy for the European police authority, Europol, to investigate the waste mafia. This is because it's difficult to prove misconduct on the part of the companies, intermediaries and buyers involved. There has been a new criminal law directive covering environmental protection since 2008, but now environmental criminal law is said to be enforced more diligently. The EU Environment Commissioner says,
"Too often in Europe, there is no real penalty for environmental crime. Lawbreakers can go unpunished, and there are too few incentives to observe the law. We want to change that." As far as sanctions are concerned, it is very important that the profit gained from a crime is systematically skimmed off. This usually hits the perpetrators harder than the actual punishment.
Would an EU environmental police force be an effective way of tackling this particular crime?
Personally, I don't think there's a need for an EU environmental police, because the implementation and prosecution of the laws will ultimately happen in the member states.
A waste scandal also surprised the German state of Brandenburg. They responded by establishing a prosecutor's office for environmental crime 2 years ago. But there is a lack of personnel.
We simply need more people. We're already doing well as far as the public prosecutor's office is concerned. We also have specialists at the State Criminal Police Office, but the perpetrators are acting in an increasingly organized manner.
The police, public prosecutors and customs authorities need to be better equipped and better qualified. Otherwise, the perpetrators of the Oder environmental disaster might continue to go unpunished.